Hi, I'm Robbie, and I'm going to show you how to play the guitar today. From step one, I'm not going to teach you the traditional way of the notes. I'm going to teach you the way I learned it, which is just screwing around basically. Alright, anyway, so you just picked up the guitar. What do you do with it? First, you gotta know how to hold the dang thing, and the way I'm teaching, it's not really a good holding thing. You just gotta make sure. Let's see here. You just gotta make sure that this, if it's acoustic, or electric, that kind of goes right here on your lap. Now the best position to play would be on a bar stool or something like that. That way you can have it just like this. You don't want to have this hand too tilted like that, because that's not gonna work right. You're not gonna be able to fret right. Just have it a little bit regular, and that way you can play it. Because if you do it like that, your fingers get in the way. Anyway, the first thing you need to do after you hold it right is hold your pick right. If you're a picker, if you want to use a pick, which most people do. The way I hold it is I kind of just like let it rest there on my finger sideways, and then put your thumb on it, adjust it a little bit, and then that's how I hold it. Okay, now whatever's comfy for you, you hold it that way. But I noticed when I first started playing, I would always drop the pick, or sometimes it'd go in the hole right here. You just have to work through that. You just have to adjust your picking. And they sell different sizes of picks, small, medium, large, or thick, thinner, in different shapes or whatever. So anyway, this traditional pick, I think it's a little bit smaller than a medium. It's kind of in between. They sell random sizes like that. Whoa, I'm bald. I forgot to put my hat on. Okay, that's better. You're gonna need to know the names of the strings. So before we go anywhere, you need to know that. Now the two end ones, starting with the one closest to you, that's the big E, and the one on the bottom is the little e. Now the way these things are, when you say it's the fifth string, you don't go down, you go from the bottom up. So the second string right here is actually the fifth, and that's actually the A string. We have E, A, D, G, B, E. Write that down. E, A, D, G, B, E. Now if it's in tune, it just sounds like that. My strings are a little old, but it sounds similar to that. But let me go ahead and show you one riff. Okay, that's pretty easy for most beginners. You use it on the one string, and it's the big E. So this is the riff to "Smoke on the Water," the bass riff, basically. You're supposed to play it in the middle, but we're gonna do it right here on the big E. So, also, it's a good technique to learn. Anchor your pinky down just like that. That way you have more flexibility instead of trying to find strings like that. You kind of memorize them with your pinky, or you can put your hand down here and do it. It's just a preference. I use my pinky. Anyway, okay, so here we go. We're gonna just pluck just the first string towards you, which is the sixth string, the big E. Just pluck it. Now don't pluck two. Don't make sure you just pluck one. I'm going down. You want to go down kind of at an angle, like that, like a check almost. That way you don't pluck the other one. That's the beginning style. Now once you get into it, you gotta go up. You can just stop where your finger is. Anyway, so got that. Now we're ready to fret something. Now we're gonna go. By the way, these are called frets. I forgot to mention these things right here. You can see the little dots on them. That's just markers to help you. 3, 5, 7, 9, 12. Okay, and on. So we're gonna do on the third fret of the sixth string, and we want to use our finger. You can put your thumb like right here on the edge, like I got, or on the bottom. Probably on the bottom would be better to start off with, so you have somewhere to apply pressure. It's gonna sound like that. Play it just behind the bar, the little steel thing right here. Play it just below that. Okay, now go down and play it just above the other one. And then go in the middle. See which way is best and most comfortable for you. Because I mean, it doesn't matter to most people, but some it does. Okay, now make sure you're not having a dead string. That means you're not pushing all the way, and it's gonna hurt if you don't have calluses. It's gonna hurt at first because you're pressing metal strings, you know. And if you go, it's gonna hurt after a while. Anyway, so we have just open, then we're gonna press the third one. Okay, can we do that? Now from there we're gonna go to the 5th fret, the same string. Just do the same thing like on the 3rd one. Okay, now if you want the sound to stop, just let up a little bit off the string. And that is a slide sound. That means I ain't come up all the way off the strings. You can or you can't, doesn't matter. It's actually easier for me to slide. Okay. Now work on speed later. You always want to work on technique first. That's most important. Oops. And don't let your pick hit it either. Okay. Then you want to go back open. Back to the 3rd. And then to the 6th fret, which is, you know, one right below the 5th. And then go up to the 5th real quick. So what that sounds like altogether is alright, so it's starting to sound like it. Work on technique first, speed later. Slow it down, pause the video if you have to. Okay, then we go back open. 3rd, 5th, 3rd, open. Write that down. I know I went a little fast, so just write them down. Open, 3, 5. Open, 3, 6, 5. Open, 3, 5, 3, 5. Okay? If I'm going a little fast, you just have to write them down, okay? Now, once you have that down, and you think you're got that, but you should always get what you're working on down first before you move on to something else. Unless you work on it and you're starting to get a little better, then you can move on. Anyway, here's how it's supposed to be played, like, you know, on the electric and the song. And what I'm doing is just the middle strings right here, the 3rd and the 4th. You can do that. I'm not going to, go into detail. But if you want to work on that later, because you got to worry about hitting the other strings if it's in the middle. That's going to refine your technique. Okay, now I'm going to show you your first chords. My first chord I learned was an A, so I'm going to teach you an A. An A is all on the 2nd fret, which is this one. I play it with one finger, but I'm going to show you how to do it with 3 fingers, the original way I learned. You don't cover the little E, but you cover with your 3rd finger on the 2nd string, your 2nd finger on the 3rd string, and your 1st finger on the 4th string, and you just play you play it open. Now some people will tell you you're not supposed to play the big E. I'm not sure, but just look it up. If you don't want to play the E, you bring your thumb around and just touch it, so it's dead. Okay, it just has that extra to it. Anyway, that's an A. Now, if your fingers are big like mine, you don't want to play it that way. You can bar it with one finger, but you gotta be careful not to hit the little E. See, like that. You gotta make sure it's up. That's gonna take some time to adjust to. And you just cover the same strings. Okay. Just play that down a couple times. Up a couple times if you want. Then you can alternate. Alright. Now the next chord I'm going to show you is a D. What you do there, this is a D, is you only play 4 strings. Okay, if you a lot of country people use D/F sharp, which is just a fancy way of saying bring your thumb around and mute that, and then you strum 5, 6, but you just mute the 6 one. That's the way I play mine. But a regular D, you just play the beginning 4 down here, and what you do is first finger on the 2nd fret of the 3rd string, 2nd finger on the E string, 2nd fret, yeah, and then ring finger on the 3rd fret of the B string, and you just want to go the first 4. Work on that first before you go to the D/F sharp, but you can just do it all, because if you just do the 4, it'll help refine your technique and help you get better. Now, do that a couple times, go up, sorry, I'm muting, we'll learn that in a minute. Okay, now, you can practice switching between the 2. Does that sound familiar yet? That's where I'm gonna teach you a little song. The next chord will be the last one for the song. Anyway. Use down strokes first and then do whatever. At your own speed. Now the next one I'm going to show you is an E chord. Now an E chord is on the 2nd fret. You put your 2nd finger on the A string and your 3rd finger on the D string, that's actually right there is just an E minor if you strum it. We're not doing minors yet. And then for the regular E, you put your 1st finger on the 1st fret of the G string. And you play it all, you just play them all. Don't mute anything. That's an E chord. Alright, anyway. So now we have an A, a D, and an E. What can we do with those? Well, we can put them together to form 2 songs, actually. 2 beginner songs. The first one I ever learned was Louie Louie, which is kind of like Wild Thing, which is the 2nd one. But I'll show you Louie Louie first, and then I'll show you Wild Thing. It starts out with an A, and it goes down. You just strum down 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Then you go to a D, you hit it twice. Then you go to an E, you hit it 3 times. And back to a D. And it starts over with an A. So. Now you notice after every chord I'm kind of just put my hand flat to stop it. You can do that if you can do it. If not, you'll work on it later. Don't worry about it. It just sounds better than. All down strokes. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay. Now Wild Thing, same order of the chords, same chords and everything. You just switch up your strumming a little bit. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2. Oops. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So instead of the two down strokes on the D, you do 3, and you do 2 on the A and the E. A, A, D, 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 A, A. That is the simplified version. Now after a while you can go. You might be a ways from that, or you might can do it, you know. But anyway, I think there's a bar chords. Okay, I'm gonna show you a couple extra chords here. I'll show you one little lick to Every Rose Has Its Thorn. Well, if you actually have a whole lesson, it was my first lesson I ever did. You can check it out right there. And after you learn these chords, you can probably do the song if you just get your strumming down. So, oh, and if you're wondering what this is a capo. I'll tell you about that later. So what I'm going to show you is how to do a G. I'm going to tell you how to do it 2 ways. First, I'm going to show you the way I always do it, which is actually some people call it G minor. I say it's just a full G. So it's just like that. Really good. It's probably my favorite chord. Okay, now what I'm doing is on the 3rd fret, I have my 2nd finger on the E string. Okay, and then on the 2nd fret, I have my 1st string on the A string. And then we go back to the 3rd fret. You have your ring finger on the B string and your pinky finger on the E string, 3rd fret. Together, sounds like that. Now, the other way people play a G is just you lift off your 3rd finger, and it doesn't give it that. Okay? So, it's your choice. I always play it with all of them down. I like the full effect. So that's your G. Okay. Garbage man. Alright, I'm going to show you a version of a C chord. I'm going to show you the C chord, but I'm going to show you another version. I'm going to show you the other version first, because keep your hands just like this. Okay, I'm going to teach you a C add 9. What a C add 9 is, alright, in this position, all you do is move your first 2 fingers down 1 string apiece. Or actually, it's called up. So up 1 string apiece, but you just move them down actually. Okay? And you want to mute your big E. All you have to do is touch it with that finger. Just touch it. Because if you don't, okay? Or you can bring your thumb around and mute it that way, it doesn't matter. So this is the G, you just move them both down a string, up a string, and then you strum. See how now you see how different the sound is? Okay. Now you can practice switching between the 2. Add different strumming patterns. So that's the G and the C add 9. Now, to learn Every Rose Has Its Thorn, you already know the D. You should already know the D. That's the next one. But after that, it's a regular C, which is that. Okay, so first thing, we'll start with your 1st finger on the 1st fret of the 2nd string. Then you want to skip a string, go to the 2nd fret, and on the D string, put your 2nd finger down. The next string after that, on the 3rd fret, the A string, put your 3rd finger down, and then you want to mute the big E, either with your thumb or your 3rd finger, it doesn't matter. That's a C. Okay, now that is the 4 chords needed to do actually most of the song, and Every Rose Has Its Thorn. So let me play a little verse for you. The strumming, it didn't have to be exactly like that, because that's actually not quite right. The strumming, as far as that goes, if it's close, it works, okay? Now if you want to do it live, you probably, like if you want to do the exact version of the song, which I know most people like to do, you know, it's best to figure it out, I guess. But if you're just covering the song, you can switch it up to fit you, okay? It's fine, it really is. A lot of my strumming patterns are actually the same. Down, 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 down. See, I don't even remember I just do it, okay? There's a lesson. Go ahead and check it out right here. It was my first lesson, so I don't know how good it is. I haven't watched it in a while. But you should be able to learn how to do it. There's a E minor also, but you should remember the E minor from the E. Just take off your 1st finger. Okay? So go check out the lesson, and that way you know how to do every verse has a storm. Okay, while I wait for my foot to wake up, I want to show you how to do some palm muting. Okay, so there's different ways to do this. The first way is, I'm not going to show you, the chord doesn't matter, I'm just doing an A chord. You want to position your hand. Now, different position is going to make it sound different. So the heavier you have it, the duller the sound. The further back you have it, the clearer the sound, and the lighter you have it, you know, self-explanatory. So just place it down at the bridge at an angle. That's almost dead, so you want to let up and go back a little bit. Okay, and you can just do that. Now sometimes if you have that, you're doing it too hard. That's fine right there. But as soon as you get that, that's too hard. Okay, now the other one I'm going to show you, the other way is, it's like if I'm playing chords, you'll notice I'll stop. It's a palm chop, I think. Okay, that's all you do. So you just chop and then go right to the next chord. That's all you do, is just you slam it down real quick and keep playing. Okay, now I'm going to show you how to do a F and a cheating F. You can get away with it. First way is just the bar chord. Alright, I'll go ahead and show you that real quick, and then I'll show you the cheating way. The cheating way, I know, there's a couple other ones, but what I do is bar all of them on the first fret with your first finger. Then you want to take your second finger and put it on the third string of the second fret, and then on the third fret you put your last two fingers down on the A and the D strings. That's hard to do because you're going to get a lot of this. You have to work your fingers right to get it fretted. I don't expect you to know that right off the bat. Now the cheating F is the first way I learned. This is still kind of hard. That's why I say this chord for last. You want to bar with your first finger the last two strings on the first fret. It's going to sound like that. Not like that. Not like that. Not like that. Like that. Okay, now almost like a C chord, put your second finger on the second fret of the third string and your third finger on the third fret of the fourth string. And you do not play these two right here, the top two. You can bring your thumb around to stop playing the E, and you can touch the A with your other finger. That way you won't have to worry about it. Now you have to make sure your second finger ain't hitting the second string, which I've always had a problem with. So, and you gotta make sure you're still barring. I know that sounds a little more complicated than this way, but it's a lot easier actually. I'm gonna go ahead and show you the A minor chord too. You just make it E, but you bring everything up a string, which you go down. That's it. Your A minor chord. You're welcome. Chords. I want to show you a little scale. This is to help you distinguish between strings. Okay, so what I do here is I go on the 5th fret of the 6th string, put your pinky down. It's a kind of stretch if you're a beginner. On the 8th fret of the E string, and then you just walk over to the A of the 5th. Now you put your third finger down on the 7th, then the first finger, next string over on the 5th, and put your ring finger down on the 7th. Go back to the 5th, next string, 7th, then you go to the next 5th. Now you put your pinky down again on the 8th, and go over to the 5th of the next string, and put your pinky down again on the 8th. So you have 5, 8, 5, 7, 5, 7, 5, 7, 5, 8, 5, 8. Then you want to go ahead and walk it back. 8, 5, 8, 5, 7, 5, 7, 5, 7, 5, 8, 5. That's just something you can work, and then you can work on speed later, and if you get a few strings deadened, keep working on it. See, I just messed up a little bit. Anyway, first do downstrokes. And then you can put in upstrokes and make it go faster. Obviously, I haven't done this in a while. That's why I keep messing up. But see, if I work on that, eventually, you know, it helps you distinguish between the strings and everything. So that's something you can use to refine your technique. And so you don't lose your pick. This is just a little quick tip. Bam. Because I always lose picks. Now a capo, I didn't tell you about. This, all it does is just change keys. So if I put it like right there, it'll just change the key it's in. It makes the chords, instead of a C, it'll be whatever the third thing a C is. But that's all that is. I hope you learned enough to start playing guitar. Let me know. I know you're gonna have a ton of questions. So just let me know, and I'll either make another part to this video if you want to know more chords, and if you want me to go into bar chords. I don't know, you know, all the way down. I don't know the names of them, but I just know the shapes. So I can show you the shapes. I can, you know, show you the sounds. Anything you want to know, let me know, and I'll see if I can get to it. I can make another video. I probably will make another video of bar chords, power chords, or whatever. But see, that's mainly for electric, the power chords. So anyway, this should get you started playing some country songs and basic, you know, rock songs and stuff like that. So keep practicing, and keep practicing. Subscribe right here. Check out my Facebook fan page. And that's it. We'll see you next time.